State your name for the record.
Jin Urso.
Forgery of imperial documents, possession of stolen property, aggravated assault, resisting arrest.
On your own from the age of 15. Reckless, aggressive, and undisciplined.
This is a rebellion, isn't it? I rebel.
Pressed it.
Yes, I'm going to introduce today. I'm going to introduce the show.
Go on then.
No, I've changed my mind because you laughed at me.
Who are we? All right, guys, welcome back to another episode at Talking at the Movies. I am your host, or one of, shall I say, one of three. The three amigos, so we say, of those annoying bastards who talk in the cinema, annoying everybody. That is us today. I'm Ed Reese, of the first take. Wait your turn!
Okay, and as always, secondly, it's your boy Asylum from Bolly Fools.
And I'm just watching these two looking at each other, very, very upset. And I'm Mo.
The mysterious Mo. So, before we get into any of the news this week, what you guys been watching? Son?
Well, okay, I get to go first.
Yes.
So I told you guys earlier on I saw Midnight Special.
Dad,
Yeah.
are you scared?
Yes.
I've been really eager to check this out, man. Like, it came out this weekend, right?
Yeah, it's one of those films that I strongly recommend that everybody goes check out. I didn't have no expectations for it. It's one of those gems, if you like, of the last couple of months. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just beautifully put together, and it's obviously very, very dark as well. But the way it ties up in the end, no spoilers, it's fantastic. So yep, check it out. And oh my god, I've been watching House of Cards. Season 4.
I will be getting back to this. I'm actually going to be filming my watching of it.
Oh wait, the whole thing?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yes. A new website called Ref. And I'll fill you guys in when I get around to actually doing it proper. But yes, House of Cards will be getting a rewatch.
So you're going to
and
watch.
catch up.
So you're going to film yourself watching every episode.
Yep.
Like even sitting there on your bed in your pants because it's like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Well, I won't. Yeah. Well, within tasteful parameters, shall I say?
Right. So season 3 was slightly weak, and it's great. It's just awesome to see Underwood again. It really is, and obviously his wife, names I'm really crap with again, but it's just an awesome show.
Google is your friend.
Yes, it is, but I just there's nothing. You know what? It's one of those because I've only seen 3 episodes, and it started off pretty well.
Plus the first 3 seasons.
Look, this is how good it is, right? You guys know that I'm in bed by what time?
It's like at 9, 10 o'clock.
Right, and what time do I wake up? 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock.
Whichever
right?
time the
I woke
crown
up.
of whoever's
I
next to you
woke up
stops.
at 2 o'clock. I got myself some breakfast and I went downstairs to see another episode because I was just laying there wanting to watch this. That's how addicted I am to the show at the moment. Yeah, so.
But you only watched 3 episodes. You got up at 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
You only watched 3 episodes.
That's not a lot. How long's the season been out now?
I think it came out at the end of February, beginning of March.
Yeah, but I've always said this. I like to pace myself through these things. I don't like to just pile it on, greedy, just constantly eat, take in.
No. This is how you do it. You start a show on a Saturday. By the following...
No. Friday night.
Friday night, whenever you start a show, and by the time the following podcast comes around next week, you have watched like 33 episodes of the show.
Oh, this kind of like what this is your segue. This is your segue into wanting to talk about The Flash.
This is how we watch a show. Yes, this whole podcast is just going to be me talking about The Flash.
God.
And how good the show has been, and how Eddie hasn't done enough to make me watch this earlier.
I said it was good. I said you needed to watch it multiple times, but
no, actually, I'm quite
that
glad I did wait because I don't think I could have like sat there and watched it week to week. And some of those cliffhangers would have just really annoyed me.
Yeah. So what? You're halfway through
So
season
I
2 so far.
am, yes, halfway through what's been broadcast. Enjoying it thoroughly. I think it's probably head and shoulders above the current record DC shows on CW.
She isn't hard, to be honest. She is not hard. But so who's your standout character then?
They're all really likable characters, which is quite unusual for a CW show because you actually just wish they would all die. And
Usually, yeah.
Yeah, and you could get on. But you know, the Flash, Barry Allen, he's very, very good. Yeah. All the supporting cast. Cisco, I know you were saying like in some sort of other shows he may come across as very annoying. Yeah. But he's actually quite likable. The whole lot, even Iris, who's the love interest who should be in trouble every other week. You don't. Did you ever watch Smallville?
I did.
Did you like how you just wanted Lorna to die?
I didn't want her to die because I kind of fancied the actress, but she annoyed the hell out of me.
Just wanted her to disappear.
Yeah, she annoyed the hell out of me.
So you don't even get that kind of from Iris. So,
yes.
But what I really enjoy about the show is the fact that even though most of the episodes stand alone, there's enough of the overall arc in every episode.
That's what they're good at doing.
To keep you interested.
That's what they're good at doing. Does it ever impress you what they're able to achieve?
I was very impressed with how intricate.
Visually.
Visually.
For a TV show.
Yeah, it actually is quite a visually spectacular show because the camera is always moving in that, isn't it? It's you get like the special effects of him like zooming in and out. You get him running around the city. You get the mirages. Yeah, it's a very, very nice visual show, and you get all those beautiful sets as well with the particle accelerator.
It's very colourful.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it's a cool show, man. Yeah. So if you ain't watched Flash, get on it, people. Includes you, Salem.
No, I'm gonna watch it. I don't care what you guys are saying.
It'll take him like 3 years to get through anyway.
Oh yeah, one episode a week.
Well, how many episodes are there in a season?
20 things. CW,
23.
Oh, man, 23 episodes. How many seasons so far?
Two. Halfway. Well, it's nearly finished season 2.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
So you watch 100, but you won't watch the Flash.
Yeah, that's.
That's
what it comes to.
All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, fine. I'll try. I'll think about it after Daredevil.
Have you not watched that yet?
Yeah.
Oh my God! What is wrong with you?
What?
So why are you watching House of Cards? You ain't even watch Flash. Daredevil yet.
Time, Eddie. Why can't I watch the shows that I want to watch?
Because it means you're not included.
I want to watch them.
Because it means you're excluded from the conversation.
Because then we can discuss these.
Exactly.
But to be fair, I haven't watched season 2 of Daredevil yet either.
You both are disgraceful individuals.
You're always pointing the finger at me, Eddie. But
Both of you
Mo hasn't seen it.
disgraceful.
So Eddie, what have you watched?
It ain't none of your business.
I've run out of patience. On to roost!
Hey everyone.
There was a screening, apparently, a press screening. We're still like, 3 weeks away?
Yeah.
2 or 3 weeks away.
Well, but I didn't realise it's opening in May in the States, like May 5th.
It's even further for them. Oh, God.
So we'll have like a whole week.
Oh, poor them. Oh, I feel sorry for you guys because staying away from spoilers is going to be hard once this movie drops. Because what we get at like 28th.
Yeah, we got midnight screening on 28th.
Yeah. Oh, dear. Wait, well, it's a few days. But yeah, they had their press screening and the flood of tweets, as usually does from these press screenings, started to just envelop the internet. But unlike the Batman v Superman tweets, these are completely, without exception, even the ones which were slightly negative, were still positive. And I've just never heard such positive feedback. You guys want to give something back to me here instead of just staring at your screens? Come on!
Well, look,
you're not excited?
Yeah, come on.
No, it's been overwhelmingly positive. The only thing in the back of my mind is the advanced reviews and information that was coming out over Batman v Superman was also quite positive.
But
we already heard bad things before we even saw it. We saw it opening night.
Look, you guys, I picked you guys up earlier on, and this is the only thing you were talking about. But me personally, I know there's been 2 amazing films. We've discussed this from the very beginning. Marvel's properties are friggin' awesome. I'm yet to see them drop the ball. I'm yet to properly
Iron Man 2.
All right, okay.
Iron Man 3.
No, Iron Man 3 was okay.
It wasn't that
all right,
bad.
okay. But yeah, seriously, you get to see them drop the ball. And when it comes down to Captain America 1 and 2, some of my favorite superhero films, if not my favorite superhero films, But I just have high expectations for this, and I cannot see me walking out the cinema on the 28th or the 29th thinking to myself, that film was whack. I know, it's going to be awesome.
Were you expecting the feedback on Spider-Man to be as positive as it is? They're saying that this guy is hands down the best Spider-Man that there's been, the best Peter Parker that there's been, and he steals the show, even though he's not supposed to be in it that much.
Well, I think there's a few tweets saying that it was unexpected how much he actually was in the film. So it sounds like he's in the film more than what we
Kind of
anticipated.
heard that he is more than you expect, but still, when someone did round up the time, and it still equals up to a pretty small chunk. Kind of, I guess it's along the lines of what Wonder Woman was in BVS.
Yeah, my thoughts on it were I didn't think Spider-Man was going to be in it that much.
Yeah,
Yeah, but if you
But
guys
the fact that you said he's still in the show, does that make you more excited to see him?
if he's stealing the show, then he must be in it, as you said, quite a bit. Like,
A lot of people said Wonder Woman stole the show whenever she was on screen.
you reckon? Did they say that?
I've heard people say that, yeah.
Well, it's she wasn't looking miserable all the time like the other two heroes.
Okay, fair enough. But
Some of these tweets are just awesome that just came out yesterday.
Some of them, all of them, man.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I like the like the fact there's this one here from Jermaine Lucia. Captain America: Civil War is a complex mystery posing as a big fun superhero film. That just they're not looking at this as a superhero movie. It just happens to be one. That's a very good film.
Yeah, it's actually interesting that it is a similar theme to BVS. I hate having to always refer it back to BVS to compare the two, but how can you not? It's the biggest movies from each studio this year, and it's about heroes versus heroes. So how can you not compare the two? But this apparently takes the same theme, but does it right. Makes you care about the characters with a story that has logical sense. Apparently, we'll know until we see it, so we have to reserve judgment to a certain degree. But
Can you imagine like the Warner Brothers execs call Snyder into the office? They screen Civil War for him, and they say, "This is how you do it, Zach."
why wasn't this what we got?
They gave you $450 million.
Oh God, so much money. With everyone talking about the tone, there's this constant conversation. BVS is too dark, too miserable, blah blah blah. People are wondering, okay, so what's gonna happen with Wonder Woman now? The next big DC movie after Suicide Squad. What's the tone gonna be for that one? And apparently they've come out and admitted that it will be dark. It will be a pretty heavy film. Are you guys kind of put off by that? Or are you happy with that? Is that what you want from a Wonder Woman movie?
There's nothing wrong with dark as long as it's not like Wonder Woman parading around pouting and just being upset and unhappy.
Exactly.
We've seen that film.
Yeah.
The
Nolan films are dark, but they're still enjoyable movies.
Yeah, absolutely.
First two.
It really feels like this is the direction Warner Brothers want to go in. They want to give it that dark, gritty feel. And like you said, if it is dark, if it is gritty, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Equally, if it's slightly bit light, that's cool as well. I don't mind.
But apparently, with the hit that they've taken from BVS, Warner Brothers are thinking of doing less movies per year or less big tempo movies. So they're just going to concentrate on their three big.
But haven't they already got like this
Free
elaborate
property.
sort of like movie release schedule? And
Yes.
people have been casted and things are already in motion.
Well, the DC film, no, because what they want to concentrate on, the three big sort of areas, they've got DC, they've got the Harry Potter verse with the new one coming, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and Lego. Those are going to be like their big franchise sort of group films. So the DC films are still happening, but they're just going to release less of the Jupiter Ascending and those other ones where they would take that risk because they've been taking a lot of big hits, man. And Pan, that was another one of theirs.
So what you're saying is now they are going to become more reliant on their properties,
Yeah,
taking less
pre-existing,
risks. So we're going to get less original stuff.
Yeah, less
So
big budget original stuff.
That really doesn't seem like a good plan long term.
It doesn't, because everything's only got so much life in it. You can only really flog that Harry Potter horse for so long, the Lego movie horse for so long. DC, granted, that has a lot of history that they can take from, but still, if it keeps going at the pace that it's been going, with the reception that these movies have been getting so far, how long is that gonna?
But the problem fucking is that why are you pumping so much money into certain films when you don't really need to? When you look at the model that Marvel's been taking and Disney's been taking, why the hell are you going completely mad with Batman vs Superman? I still can't believe the budget on that thing.
I mean, yeah, if you hear some of like the behind-the-scenes stories about the Marvel stuff, the guys who run that are like proper penny pinchers.
Perlmutter, but he's not there anymore. He's not in charge of all that
Yeah,
stuff
but
anymore.
like he was like to get it all off the ground. You know, he was like even like serve journalists crisps and stuff instead of like proper food.
That's the thing. I think Civil War's the first film. Even though I think when it went into production, he was still the big guy in charge of the whole thing. But once that's done, everything that comes from now on was after Civil War. Perlmutter isn't in charge of it. It's purely Feige now. So we're going to see whether they fall into the same trap that Warner Brothers has with just spending more money. Or whether he's learned from...
Yeah, I would have thought they've learned from this experience, because as far as the studio is concerned, it's a bit of a flop for the studio, right? Didn't you say that you wanted... when I look at it, it's a success.
It depends what, I guess it depends what your definition of, but it needs to make $1 billion to be a comfortably successful.
And I don't think this is going to be making it.
Probably won't.
Over its lifespan, it will hit that billion.
Yeah, it will make back its money, but there just won't be much profit. I guess that's the better way to look at it.
Yeah.
So it makes it kind of a worthless endeavor to a certain degree.
Tell me. Do you bleed? You will.
Apparently, there's been word that Affleck has already written a Batman script.
He's already got the script.
Him and Jeff Johns, the comic writer, they've already freaking written one, or at least a draft.
Now, he's written the draft, right? But now, this is the question. We still haven't got confirmation, although I strongly believe he will direct it. We yet to hear that he's going to be directing the Batman film.
Yeah, that hasn't been confirmed yet, but they added, also this week, the 2 films have been added, DC films, to Warner Brothers slate.
Yeah.
One for 2018 and one for 19. So that's most likely going to be, given what's been said this week, a new Batman.
And new Superman.
Well, that hasn't been confirmed. I reckon they've already said that they're developing the next Suicide Squad. So I reckon the second one's a Suicide Squad.
Well, that all depends on what Suicide Squad is actually like.
Yeah. That does. Very much so. But they like it, though. Apparently, they do really like it. So
that's what they said about Batman vs Superman.
That's true.
We really like this film. It's an amazing film.
That is what they said about Fantastic Four as well. They'd already scheduled this number 2.
You know what? This
before the first one came out.
The history that he's got, Warner Brothers should just greenlight this.
Yeah.
You know, Batman is one of their biggest franchise, up there with Superman.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at like the DC slate of films that are coming between now and like 2020, there are some like real very
the big
small
question mark. There's a big question mark over those characters.
Well, look, man. There's it's almost as a guarantee, kind of a guarantee, right? You've got, if you tie in Ben Affleck as the director, which we all believe that he is. Okay, he's writing the story. He is an amazing director. When you look at some of his work, such as The Town, you look at Argo, gobsmacked by both of those films.
Gone Baby Gone.
Yeah, exactly. And then now when you think about just passing it over to him and just letting him get on with it, I reckon they've got success in their hands. Got to be.
And he's got like Oscar wins behind him. Oscar for writing a screenplay. Oscar for directing a movie.
He creates amazing tension, man. He does that.
Good at characters. But then saying that, he did have a hand in rewriting this script for BVS.
Yeah, but then...
And it didn't really help much, did it?
Yeah, well, was it like... You don't know how much of a hand he had, and you don't know, was it just his dialogue?
That could be. Yeah. I reckon it probably was just that, his dialogue. And his scenes with Alfred were, in my opinion, the strongest in the film, so that could have been where it showed.
If he's got this, if he gets the Batman, where he wrote some of the Batman and Superman script, and he's amending his parts, all right, and everyone said this, that he was like really good as Batman.
Everyone loved him.
Yeah, exactly. He's the main pull. So I'm just completely positive about Batman.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Charlize Theron. Yesterday, April 1st, a series of videos supposedly uploaded from my stolen and hacked phone. These videos contain depraved acts such as swearing at animals, sex with gimps, and sleep farting.
Charlize Theron, I think it's a proper way to pronounce it. ish, has been cast in Furious 8 or Fast 8, whichever fucking title they go with.
Yes.
That is curious.
That is fucking awesome. That is amazing. I'm so happy for this.
If she's the the villain.
She's got to be the villain.
Yeah, she'll be wicked if she's the bad guy. But it's weird though, because it is a certain type of movie though. Certain type of acting.
Wait.
And it's just...
What do you mean?
Because it's like this weird cartoon world. I don't know. Like, she's better than this.
Look.
She's better than this, Salem.
But if you take her, look at her character in Mad Max. Yeah? She's awesome in Mad Max.
Yeah.
Look, I didn't like The Huntsman. I hated The Huntsman. But seeing her on screen as the bad...
wicked. Yeah, but... Vin Diesel.
Doesn't matter. I've got to believe. I have to believe.
I can already hear it in my head. Her screaming at Diesel, "Why are you doing this? Just die!" And him saying back, "I do this because of family." You know it. There's gonna be some stupid shit like that.
That is very true when I think about the amount of control that Vin Diesel has over the Fast and Furious franchise. That is very scary, considering that there's a few directors that are run for their hills, if I'm not mistaken, when it comes down to this property.
Oh, man. Mo, you seem to be oddly quiet here.
Yeah, because the last Fast and Furious movie I watched was number 3.
Oh,
I don't think I've seen any since.
Rubbish.
And you had to go at me earlier on.
They just don't look like films I would enjoy.
No,
Not the point.
Yeah, gotta say this. After 3, 3 was Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
I like Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
In actual fact,
They've actually been good. It's the last one which I didn't personally like.
I didn't like the last one either.
7, but up to that point,
Right,
A lot
your
of fun.
homework for next week is you're gonna watch
4, 5, 6, and 7. No, you need to watch 7.
But what about you? You're not excited about this? What's the matter? Stop choking on your coffee, Eddie. Drink it.
I'm cautiously optimistic. I think that's the perfect word. Like, I love Charlize. I love watching her in anything. It just depends how bad that script's gonna be, which we know it will be because it's a Furious Fast film. But it could be cool. It could be fun. It could be,
Well, look, the script. Go on.
I haven't also mentioned that the other cast member that they added is what's this guy's name? It's hard to pronounce. It's Christopher Hivju.
Who is this?
He is from Game of Thrones fans who know this guy as being the ginger wildling, the one with the big beard, the one who was in love with Ygritte was the name, the one that was with Jon Snow.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, remember the guy that was in love with the big hairy beard guy, the tall one,
the tall one,
the big hench one. He's in it as well. He's been cast.
All right, okay, that doesn't upset me.
That'd be fun. He's the big hench guy. That's if they get him to do anything interesting. But it looks like they're getting fun cast members.
Look, the thing is the build up to the Fast and Furious films are really exciting. Like when they announce certain people, certain directors, the cast members, the journey from this point onwards until you're sitting down in your seat is an exciting sort of roller coaster to be a part of. But will it hold up? I'm a bit worried about Vin Diesel. Like you said, way too much power in his hand. I don't know why Universal give him that much power, man. Don't know why. Well, actually, I know why.
Well, we know why. Yo, next year, according to Alex Winter, you know who that is? You know who that is. You don't know him, but you know him.
Do I know who he is?
Don't Google it. Come on, search deep in your soul. I'll give you a clue.
If you guys are really us, what number are we thinking of? 69, dudes! Excellent! Excellent!
Oh, right. The other half of Bill and Ted.
Yes. The guy who's, apparently he's a director now. He says, if things go well, they could start shooting a Bill and Ted 3 next year.
I have no interest for this. I'm going to leave. I'm just going to sit down.
Why not?
I don't know, man. I just remember being in...
Did you not like them?
I remember being in the music class back in high school.
Wow.
And you and Mark were sitting there and you guys were just laughing. I wasn't laughing at this film. I couldn't see anything that got me excited about this movie. Maybe it was my sense of humor or whatever at the time. But no, this property does not excite me whatsoever.
I think you should. I reckon we should do a rewatch. The
I
first
don't
film-
think it'll age very
Yeah,
well, man.
First film's good. Second film's fantastic.
They're fun films. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, they're fun. What?
I bet you
What is
guys.
wrong with you, sir?
I bet you guys, if you
What
sit
is
down
wrong?
and watch
What
watch
is
them
wrong
now.
with you? You have no soul.
Right,
that's what
I
it
reckon
is.
next weekend we should watch Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
All I remember from that film is them taking these characters from different timelines.
Yeah, that's the first film.
Right, and then bringing them to an adventure park. Now, wait a minute.
Socrates,
and
Napoleon.
look aftering them. This is not a good movie, and I think if we sat down and watched it, I don't think you
So
guys
you're
would-
not-
No, have you not seen the sequel?
I have. Like, this is when you talk about death, right? Yeah.
No, but you stop touching my knee.
It's an accident.
So you're not interested in what could possibly happen in a third in this modern age?
Wait.
What they could do with it, and seeing what's his face back as
Keanu Reeves.
yeah. Does that not excite you?
Wait,
Keanu going back
wait,
to playing
hold up. Is Keanu actually signed up for
He
it?
wants to do
Yeah,
it. He's been
yeah.
saying for years he wants to do a third one.
He's always said he'd love to do it. And in my opinion,
Yeah.
you can dispute this all you want, people, but I think that is his best acting he's ever done. His Bill and Ted film. It's the only time he's truly transformed himself
Yeah, he does.
yeah.
Yeah,
in terms of
he
his
is
voice
yeah.
and his mannerisms.
Yeah. I agree.
So to see if
Agree.
he can still do that now.
I was going to say Speed, but no.
No, I am more interested in this movie than I am in Furious 754 or whatever sequel it is now.
This place is cursed.
What is it with you and curses? You ain't happy without a good curse. This is cursed. That is cursed. Give it a rest, will ya?
Yo, they've already started shooting the Mummy film.
Oh,
We've seen there's earlier this week there was leaked out on set photos of Tom Cruise in Oxford over here UK filming the Mummy.
oh shit! I forgot that
Yeah,
Tom was a part of that
he's
universe.
he's what's hinging it all. He's what I blank on everyone's name today. Robert Downey Jr. is to the Marvel universe. He's gonna connect all of the monster movies together.
Wow. This is. I remember a couple of weeks back we were talking about how.
Got like months when we were doing Second Take in Your Car.
Yeah,
Mentioned it.
yeah. But how kind of excited we were that he was going to be the one to take it forward, because it feels like they need a name such as Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise comes with quality because
Yeah.
you know he's going to be involved in it. His
Sorry.
production. He's done it again.
Sorry, it's an accident.
Damn
I
it.
don't do it on purpose.
Do you two need me to leave the room?
Rubbing my
Keep
leg.
touching his leg.
Hence I asked, do you need me to leave the room?
God. You didn't slip anything in my tea, did you?
No,
Because
I
you made
didn't.
this.
Right now, Mo, you excited
Changes the
about?
subjects with.
I am very excited. This is.
You don't seem very
excited. Just trying to think which studio. This is Universal now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this is
Yeah.
Universal's Monster Extended
Yeah.
Universe.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean something different from superheroes and fast cars and space battles. This could be very interesting.
Thing is, they're turning these all into action properties, which is that a good or bad thing? Even though I don't mind it for the Mummy because I enjoyed the old Mummy movies. Not old. The ones were from the early 2000s, were they?
Yeah. I liked them.
Yeah.
I thought they were brilliant.
First
With
two,
Brandon
anyway.
Fraser, right?
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. Nice.
Hey,
Nice.
got name
Yeah.
right.
So, well,
all right.
Well, let's.
Brendan. Brandon. Oh, you're close. It's close. But
Well,
yeah.
is Dracula still like the first film in that, or has that now been like canned?
It depends on whether they get the actor back.
Oh wait, what's going on there?
Well, that depends, because it wasn't. They wanted it to be the first one, but it didn't actually do that well. So, and because it's been so long now, that was like 2 years ago now.
You know,
So who fucking knows?
You know what they need to do with this, with these monsters, right? When we look at
What's the point?
what do you mean? What's the point?
It's a shared universe, but what are these? What is a mummy, a Frankenstein, a vampire, and a werewolf? What connection do they have to each other besides being monsters? Why would you bring them together in an event like? What
Because
is
you would
the
be
direction
like
of it?
You'd be the evil genius who's trying to take over the world, and you control the mummy Dracula.
Dude, where's the story there?
Frankenstein.
It makes no sense. There's no end goal.
What you mean? You mean
Go on.
like unleashing Doomsday and then having no way to turn him off?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Right, okay. The way you need to look at this, right, is now when you watch Penny Dreadful, it has got Frankenstein, right? It seems like it might even go into the realms of the Mummy because of the travels that they're on, witches, all that, vampires. Now that is very dark, very psychotic, very twisted. I love the way they put that together. Now,
do love
think
that.
about
But it's
just Penny Dreadful, right? As you know, taking it forward, obviously as a film, that could work.
This is a Tom Cruise movie.
Yeah, it could work, dude. I'm telling you now. As long as they
But
don't make it
those are-
cartoony and they don't make it like
They're action movies though, so they can't really take that mature edge that Penny Dreadful has, and they can't take the time.
they could be action movies. It
No,
could still
these,
work.
These are going to be Mission Impossible movies, right? Where you replace the Russians or the terrorists with monsters. You're going to have Tom Cruise like hanging onto the side of a pyramid as it takes off into outer space.
You know what? Now that you're saying that, I'm beginning to believe that might be true.
Okay. One thing we skipped over though, going back to our Civil War discussion about Spider-Man. Apparently Sony has registered 3 domain names, which people are thinking could be the title of the Spider-Man standalone movie, which comes out, I believe they want it to be released like the end of next year or sometime.
I wonder how much they paid for those.
But what do you think of these? Spider-Man Homecoming.
I can't imagine Sony would be happy to call it that because it's like
horrible.
Spider-Man Homecoming to Marvel, yeah? Coming
Yeah.
home to Marvel.
But,
That's rubbish, man.
okay. Second one, Spider-Man Coming of Age.
That kind of sounds like some sort
better.
of teenage movie.
Yeah,
But he is, basically.
He is, but it doesn't sound like a superhero.
Gone back to a little.
What?
And the third.
Spider-Man coming to age.
Oh no, there's 4. There's Spider-Man. Greatness Awaits.
The greatness away. I could go with that one.
Oh, okay.
I could go with that.
That's horrible.
Greatness
As a movie title, Spider-Man. Greatness Awaits. Now.
Actually, now that you've actually said it like that, that sounds pretty rubbish.
And the 4th one, Spider-Man Suspended. I think that's a double entendre there. Suspended like a spider and suspended from class.
Yeah, that could work. That's all right.
Spider-Man Suspended this Friday. No, come on. They all sound terrible. They all sound terrible.
What do you call it?
Ultimate Spider? No.
Fantastic
Fantastic Spider-Man. Yes, that's what it would be. What is Sony up to? Do you think these are actually for the movie name, or because there's also going to be an animated Spider-Man movie as well?
Oh, there
coming?
is, isn't it? At the end of next year, is it?
No, I think this is a little further away. I think this might be the year after. So this could be for that, but even for that though, it sounds terrible.
Who's actually? It is Marvel. It is Disney who's running with the actual film. And boy, I'm really surprised the fact that it's out next year.
No. It's Sony. They still own Spider-Man, but it's in a partnership, so it's a creative, but they still control Spider-Man.
Yeah, but who's like actually? Has there actually been any details as to like who's writing, who's directing?
Yeah, there has. I wish you didn't ask me that because I haven't researched that one.
Well, yeah,
it's the guy who did Cop Car, remember?
Yeah. Oh, Cop Car.
The
Have you
indie
seen
movie.
Cop Car?
I haven't.
Yeah, he's directing it. Blank on the guy's name, but Cop Car was a good film. It's a fun film. There's potential there.
Wow, they're really going for like a young Aunt May in this movie, aren't they? Marissa
Oh,
Tomei.
Marissa Tomei,
Show me
yeah.
my list, sir.
You know Marissa Tomei. She was in The Wrestler.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised that this thing is hitting next year.
That's the thing, because Sony's doing it,
Yeah.
they can pay for it, so it's not really a Marvel. It doesn't affect their own schedule as long as they ain't released the same time as any of their films.
What is? Have we got? Do we know? Is Marvel actually contributing?
Yeah, it's like
Is it a joint collaboration?
It's more of a creative input. So they're involved with the development of the script.
Are they? Is there somebody at Marvel who's saying
Yeah,
to Sony,
there would
give us
be-
your script, make these changes, and your Spider-Man film won't suck?
I guess that's kind of gonna be it, yeah. So they're kind of quality control to a degree, but the buck still stops with Sony. They still make the final decisions, but I guess they're really being more open to letting Marvel come in, go over the script, and just
Yeah, and that's obviously because they want that Spider-Man to have that sort of tone to fit in, obviously, to the Disney films as well, right?
Yeah, and they've also mentioned that they will have MCU characters appearing in Spider-Man, the standalone film, which is kind of cool. So I wasn't sure about that before, but it is confirmed now. So and if Spider-Man is as good as everyone said, man, from those early reviews, I wasn't even that fussed about it, but now I'm even more optimistic for that film.
I don't know, man. Because I've been so let down by the last couple of Spider-Man films. I know. It's got nothing.
No. Just to quote what you said earlier on this podcast, this is Marvel. I don't doubt that they won't make anything awesome because everything they make is pure gold.
But that's not Marvel behind.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about this Spider-Man films.
Yeah, but because of their involvement in it, you don't still think that
it's not that. It's just, because we've seen, like, the last couple of Spider-Man films haven't been great.
Well, I thought the first one was pretty good.
Which one?
It was okay.
The first one with Garfield.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was
It
okay.
had moments, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't love it.
I suppose we just got to wait until the 28th, see what it's like with Disney, and then hope that it follows through within the studios of Sony as well.
So, on to the week's trailers. So, you guys seen the Swiss Army Man trailer?
Yes, I have.
Daniel Radcliffe from Paul Dano or Plateau?
Yeah, it's Dano.
Dano, okay. What do you think? How insane is that trailer?
Right. Yes, I was laughing through that whole thing. It's crazy because it's almost as if Daniel Radcliffe, is like he's a superhero that's like he's in a coma and he's just been thrown away, and like this dude comes across him and is trying to help him, but
in a coma.
Yeah, that's what it seems like to me. But just like slowly helping him out through this whatever he's in, and then realizing that this dude's got special powers. Like, that's how it comes across to me. But
I've never heard that theory. That's a weird way to look at it. Do you realize that Daniel Radcliffe's supposed to be dead?
Oh, is he supposed to be dead in the film?
Yeah.
Can you not get that from the trailer?
His grey, his eyes are open the whole time. He's a dead body that washed up on the beach.
What do you think this guy's doing to him?
But he's alive.
He's not. He doesn't. It's all in the guy's head. That's why he doesn't move.
Why do you think he's sitting like that and he's always holding him?
I didn't pick that up.
Did you think?
I didn't pick that up. Right? Okay. Well, you guys can clearly laugh. I would like to start this podcast again.
God.
Why must you embarrass me?
Embarrass yourself.
Well, that's what it looked like to me. I don't care what anybody says. That's what it looked like to me.
So yeah, it's basically Paul Dano is basically Weekend at Bernie in Harry Potter. But yeah,
with like hallucinations.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, what is going on in this guy's head? Like, I had a theory when I did the trailer reaction to it that all of what's happening in the film happens in his head while he's hanging himself. Like, at the end of the movie, it will be him still hanging there, which we see at the beginning of the trailer. But that's just me. What do you think's going on with this guy, man?
I don't know what's going on with this guy, but just looking at that trailer, because it was so well put together and funny.
It really was.
A part of me thinks all the funny stuff's in the trailer, and the film itself is going to have a different tone and not like be as funny.
But those reviews from Sundance, which is a respectable film festival, saying that it is funny, but it was controversial. Some people were a little uncomfortable with certain tones in the film. So I'm really curious to see where they go with this. He has a fucking karate chop. You see him chopping the wood.
Well,
like an action figure.
There's a scene there where he's shoving like something down his neck, isn't there? Like,
yeah,
his
use
throat.
him as a grappling hook. Crazy.
If they end it with him hanging himself, that'd be a really weak ending. Yeah, so, like, you sure he's dead?
Yeah, I'm
telling you guys.
He's dead.
Maybe.
He washed up on the beach.
Yeah,
His
you
eyes.
like see the
people
funny
don't
way
have
he
open eyes in a
sits.
coma.
Yeah,
the eyes
listen,
aren't open.
all
They're
right.
asleep.
Okay, but there's people that have their eyes open in a coma. You can research that.
Not just laying there. The eyes open. Their
Yeah,
eyes
they
are shut because their body's in a
Hold
sleep.
on.
No, you could open people's eyes.
Are,
But
are you like messing with us?
Listen,
Did you see his skin? It's
I may
grey.
need to see this trailer again because he might be alive.
He's not
It's
alive.
not like seeing the strange way he's standing and sitting.
is.
Have
and-
you guys read up on this?
What? Do you want? Okay, no. Let's
No,
do
have you
it.
read it up?
You don't
I
need
have
to.
not, but let's
The
do it.
trailer
But
shows
it's
you-
a film. But
It
it
is-
doesn't have to be that he's dead. It could be anything.
Let's read the synopsis though. We're looking up the synopsis just so we can break it down for Saab because I feel like he genuinely, passionately wants to believe that Daniel Radcliffe isn't dead in this movie. Have you seen Weekend at Bernie's?
No, I haven't seen it.
Wow, Mo, come on, you've seen
Oh,
it.
I've seen Weekend at Bernie's, and I think I've also seen Weekend at Bernie's 2 for like the punishment.
Yep. A hopeless man stranded in the wilderness befriends a dead body, and together they go on a surreal journey to get home.
Okay.
Slam dunk. Drops mic.
I sit here corrected. Okay, fine.
I'll spare you, so I won't rub it in. Next, BFG. Childhood favorite, Roald Dahl.
Yeah,
Being reimagined in live action.
Yeah, I have no interest for this. I really don't. I just remember standing up in class, all right, with Mr. Dominic. What's his name? Oh, who was our English teacher? Yeah. Him asking me to read the BFG, and I couldn't read it. As the only memories that I have of this film, I do not have any excitement, no interest by watching that trailer either, even though it's a Spielberg film.
And this is the guy you were saying last time.
No,
Spielberg is still.
No, I'm not saying that
capable of
it's not going to be
genius
good.
work.
I'm not saying it's not going to be good. It could be an amazing film, but personally
your
at the
own
moment have
experience-
no interest in this film.
Because
In
of
the trailer,
your
I don't.
childhood experience.
Well, I
you-
just played about that.
Oh, that's a lie. that's the basis of all your stories, just lies.
No, but come on, are you really excited about this?
Excited isn't the word, but it's BFG. I'm genuinely curious because I
Yeah, but that's it.
really enjoyed that story as a kid. Huh?
Is this the one? Is the giant alive in this one?
Yeah.
I think I'm with Salem on this. It's I've read it at school. I think we've seen like other versions of it over the
cartoon.
decades. It's Spielberg. I'm sure it's well crafted. It will look beautiful.
Do you think he needs this? He hasn't really had a legitimate blockbuster hit.
Does he
for
need it?
God knows how long.
Spielberg.
Everybody
He doesn't need
needs it.
It's Spielberg. He doesn't need it.
Everybody.
Spielberg is one of, if not the great. All right. So he doesn't need it. It looks great. It looks fine, but it just doesn't do anything for.
He's just killing time until it's time to film Indy 5.
All right. I'll segue into the movie, a small little indie piece that will be coming out later this year. Star Wars Rogue One.
What will you do when they catch you? What will you do if they break you? If you continue to fight? What will you become?
So
Oh, hold on. I think you've got it wrong. Isn't it Rogue One, a Star Wars story?
yes, Eddie.
Yes,
Isn't
you're right.
that it?
You're right.
You sent this in our room, picked up on it. I was at work, saw it, and I thought, oh my god, as far as I'm concerned, this looks fucking awesome. I tweeted it out to you guys, and you're like, well, doesn't it look like...
Well, I said it looks like The Hunger Games
Yeah.
mixed with Star Wars.
Are you mad?
So that was like on my first viewing,
Are
like
you
sitting
mad?
at my desk in the office, having my lunch. I thought I'd sneak
Are
it in.
you mad?
It does though, doesn't it? Like,
No.
it has that vibe.
No,
it has
it
like, I'm not saying like there is
Just
a
because
Hunger
it's-
Game.
just because it's a
but
female
there is
lead.
there is a female lead who
Ponytail.
no, but like I kind of changed my mind after watching the trailer a few more times. But that was just like the first impression I got.
I don't know how even from the first impression you could have
Well,
a Hunger Games.
I was so excited about this that everyone in the office, I stopped them working and I said, look, you must watch this trailer. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and I cannot wait now.
This
Cannot
is
wait.
really bringing all this out of my memory rather than look it up. Gareth Edwards, I believe, or Edwards.
Yeah, it's Gareth Edwards.
Who brought us his last movie was Godzilla, the new remake of Godzilla, which, despite it was kind of controversial, general people, but overall I enjoyed it. It was a well-made movie, despite the lead actor's weakness. Because he was what really let it down. Everything else I enjoyed. So for him to be the one in the driving seat of this darker, no Jedi being the hero version of a Star Wars story is it makes me smile.
Yeah, of course, man. But you know, this is the thing. This is the conversation that I had with people in the office. That it really feels like. It really feels like a Star Wars film, like from
it feels like from the 70s.
Yes,
the design of it, even though it's darker, grittier than those old films, it still feels like it's footage that's been discovered and then they've just. I don't know how to even articulate this, but it just feels authentic.
It does.
From the moment that trailer started all the way through, just a massive thumbs up for me. Even at the end, at the very end, where he goes, "What will you become?" Is that what he says?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Donnie Yen kicking ass.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
I just like the bit where Mon Mothma's like in view, and you look at her, and straight away you don't even need explaining that's that character. You just know, and they've like nailed like the costumes and the hairstyles and the set design.
It all looks authentic, which is just crazy. Because even something that's from the 70s doesn't always look good in the modern age, but for some reason it still looks good in these shots that I'm seeing from this trailer. It doesn't look outdated, even though you can see it and still visibly see that these are like 70s inspired costumes. Even with like the guys who are the Imperial Guards with their crazy penis-shaped hats, still kind of works though. I loved it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, for you, like you're probably a bigger Star Wars fan than me and Eddie.
Well, I think
Right.
the very first thing is I don't want to see a main character that's suddenly like good at everything. So she looks like they're going for like the sassiness. They're going for like this chick who's going to be able to like battle and
she
fight
looks
her way.
damaged to me.
Yeah.
She may be damaged, but that doesn't mean she won't be good at fighting and good at like flying and good at like hacking computers.
We don't know what a story is.
No, but it kind of looks like they are building a.
Well, they chose.
Hopefully she will die at the end, right? Because that's the whole thing. They say in episode
Probably.
4, a lot of people died. I think they say a lot of Bothans died to bring us these planets.
Yeah, most likely, yeah, because these characters are mentioned again, so you have to kind of presume that that's what happens.
Yeah.
But there's also a thought or theories that there will be elements of this story which will affect later Star Wars films, the main sort of episodic continuations, and that this Felicity Jones' character could be directly connected to one of there's theories going around. I don't think nothing's been confirmed yet, so I don't really want to throw them out there. Even if they are true, I don't want to ruin anything. But yeah, there could be a connection either to Rey. Some people saying there's a connection to Captain Phasma with this character. What's your thoughts? Do you think they will put that seed in there?
Well, I think Mo should answer this.
Well, she's about Luke's age, isn't she, in this film?
About that?
Yep. So could she end up being Rey's mother?
That's one of them. Or Phasma's mama, which is another one of them. It could be. Oh, God, I want to see this now.
What's the end of the year, isn't it?
Yeah, December.
So when's the other one coming out?
December the following year.
Ah, right.
Star Wars, man. But you think this one could be the sleeper hit, like the big one? It's kind of between them and Civil War, ain't it?
It's now that I've seen the trailer, I'm a bit more hopeful because I was kind of thinking this is going to be like a failure written all over it. It's
really?
going to be they're trying to do something outside the traditional Star Wars kind of lore. Yeah. And if you read some of the extended universe canon, some of it's not very good at all.
Yeah.
But no, like the production wise, it looks fantastic.
Oh, Disney were never going to put out a half-assed.
No. So if this is basically a heist movie, this is like Fast and Furious in space. Yeah.
That's what they're promoting as.
But if they do it well, this could be a whole launching pad for like really making the bigger universe bigger.
Yeah, and which it needs. I want to hear and see more stories within the universe, which doesn't necessarily include someone who's a friggin' Skywalker or a Solo.
See, that's
I need other characters.
I'm not a massive Star Wars fan, right? Fanboy, you guys know this. But and this is what excites me, because I want to. It's good to know that we're just kind of moving off into a slightly different direction without seeing too much off the Jedis, right? And of these other characters that we've heard so much about over the years.
So new.
Yeah, absolutely. Seeing this side story just gets me so excited, man. And you know, and this is coming from somebody who doesn't really think Star Wars is amazing.
I'm curious to see how they're going to implement Darth Vader's appearance in this, because he's supposed to have a cameo. So I'm actually curious to see how that kind of crosses over. And I wonder if it will make for a good back-to-back double bill with A New Hope. Once it comes out. You think there'll be? Most definitely, I reckon some cinemas will do that as a.
That could be interesting. Watch the plans get stolen, then watch the Death Star blow up. But it's going to be like the tone of the two movies is going to be so different.
It would be, could be a bit jarring.
Yeah.
I guess it depends how it turns out. But then there's this other side of things. Just to play devil's advocate, even though I don't genuinely believe this, we're going to get another Star Wars movie where it basically is about destroying a Death Star.
That's what Star Wars movies are all about, aren't they?
Another one. This would be, what, the fourth one?
Well, no, this is not actually destroying the Death Star, though, is it? This is actually, like, getting the plans to destroy the Death Star.
Do you think we'll see the Death Star exploding as a background thing? Not necessarily their involvement in it, but...
But that's, like, covered in another film.
So,
but then there has to be a satisfying end. There has to be a big action thing at the end.
Well, isn't like the build-up, like, we've got to get these plans because there's this monstrous weapon that the Empire are doing, and it's the sacrifice and the loss of life and all of that to get those plans from the Empire to the Rebels.
They do have to put that full stop on that they did it to show the thing blowing up at some point. For just the general audience. I'm talking about showing what...
Yeah, but there will be like personal loss for like the main cast, you know? I'm assuming they'll get picked off one by one.
Yeah.
And it'll be so like difficult.
That's why you have to show the Death Star blowing up, because to show that their death wasn't for nothing.
I don't think you need to do that, because we're all familiar with them.
But that's the thing.
If you're going to see this movie, you've probably seen A New Hope.
Not necessarily, though.
Well, then you'll go out, then you'll be like, "There's another movie that it connects this. I've got to go and see this."
That's the point. But I do. I don't know. Kind of look at it from someone's perspective, as someone who isn't a diehard fan. Even though he has seen A New Hope, he's not really going to be, that. No, I don't want to fucking blabbering from this point. Okay, yeah. Well, I'm excited. It looks good. I think we will.
Well, there is one more piece, not just for this, but obviously there were some interviews last week with Ewan McGregor.
Oh, yeah.
Which sound quite interesting. And the way he was answering those questions kind of makes it seem like talks are going on in private.
Well, what I heard from another individual who apparently Ewan McGregor has a buddy, I'm forgetting the guy's name, but he's a director and he's he's passionate about Star Wars, and he's wanted to make an Obi-Wan Kenobi spin-off movie for years, and he's been trying to convince Ewan to really kind of be excited and to help him push it. So apparently he's had meetings with Disney to pitch his movie which he wants to make. This guy's a director, Ewan McGregor's his buddy, and he has had meetings with Disney.
And he's publicly stated if the opportunity arose to play that character again,
and it was
he would go for it.
So
I'm not entirely sure he'd be worried if it was good or not, because he did 3 prequels that weren't.
He's been pretty vocal about how he feels about those prequels, though. He doesn't hide from the fact that they were bad at all. And there is a lot to be answered there as to what the fuck happened to Obi-Wan to put him in the desert. Even though it's probably answered in the extended universe, all that shit isn't all that shit's to the wind now. So
the thing is, there's so much now that they can go and explore that was off limits to them before. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see movies in between movies now. So you probably see movies in between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, and a movie in between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Then do the same stuff with the prequels. Maybe even have stuff before the prequels.
I want Old Republic. That's the ones I want.
What about like Tales of the Jedi? Like set like 10,000 years ago.
Well, that's the Old Republic's territory.
You guys thought, right, that there might be a stage where it gets too much. Sometimes it's nice just to take a bit of a break. And if we keep on seeing these films every year, don't you reckon it's just going to be like, I know there's so much to explore.
Do you think that way about superhero films? Like Marvel films, and they have like 2-3 films a year?
It's been like 35 years that we've had like 6 films or 7 films now.
Marvel's been going for what, nearly 10 years now.
And they've had like double that.
Yeah, and we're not sick yet. We're even more excited than we've ever been.
Maybe it is. I'm looking at the question because I'm not a diehard fan of Star Wars. But I just think it might just be overkill. But at the same time, for you guys that just love it off, I suppose I could see your point as well.
You know what? I really hope this kicks off like a whole new sort of like other movie studios doing like space-based movies, because there's been a real lack of that over the last decade.
Damn, it really has. Apparently, they're still talking about doing a new Babylon 5 cinematic spin-off.
Warner Brothers, you know, you've got that property there. If you want your own Star Wars.
Boo. They should not be touching that.
No, Straczynski wants to do it. He wants to be involved.
No.
And there is a story still to tell.
But I don't think it will be anything.
Wait, are we talking about a TV show or are we talking about a film?
Like a film that continues on.
Right. Okay. The way I see it, right, is that could you really truly generate that much interest for a film such as Babylon 5 for it to rank in a certain amount of the box office, depending on obviously its budget as well?
Babylon 5 itself, right,
the best,
has made over $1 billion for Warner Brothers over the years, right?
I love Babylon 5.
Yeah, it is a fantastic show. It's always been one of these things that's been shunted to the side. It's the bastard dark child that we don't want to know that we have, but it's made us a ton of cash.
Yeah, but what's going on there? Why isn't? I mean, there's always been these talks about it's going to go ahead or it might go, whatever it may be, but it just hasn't manifested. So you know.
Good script. Still
well, I think Warner Brothers have shown us they don't really know what to do with these big franchises.
Exactly. And it's actually worrying now to hear about this, considering what they're making lists of these. So it may never happen now because of what their new thing is this week.
The one hope there is Straczynski actually tweeted last year, because he's always owned the rights to make the movie. So that doesn't belong to Warner. Or he has first option if they pass to take it somewhere else. He can take it somewhere else. And he actually did put a posting last year, because he's quite vocal with the fans. He goes, in 2016... if Warner Brothers don't greenlight this, I will use my own production company to make this. There's been no further postings on it since.
Oh, but then the results could just end up make it end up looking like a fan film, because what's the resources he has at his disposal?
Well, and what resources did he have in the original, right? So in the originals,
but it
those
shows
episodes,
even though I love it, it does show.
Which goes to show you don't need big resources. You don't need that to look like a fantastic thing. The story will always over.
This is really interesting because just last week you were talking about certain things just should not be touched. They should be just left, right? You felt that way. I believe that, okay, wait, if somebody wants to make a remake or if they want to carry that property forward, why not? If it's sitting there dormant, not doing anything, then why not do something with it? But you want it to clearly... This
has got the original creative force behind it wanting to do it. He's been saying for the last 2 decades, there is a movie, there is a story I want to tell.
Good. Did you see that last thing they did? What was it called?
That was because Warner Brothers wanted to do the show, but don't want to spend the money, right? And that last one they did actually sold really well. And then they were like, let's do some more.
Great though.
But it was like a 45-minute
and what was that crappy spin-off show?
Crusade.
Yeah, oh my god.
Yeah, Mo, that's the other thing, right?
13 episodes. That's all we got. If we got Babylon 5... and you only watch the first 13 episodes and that's all we got, that will be a footnote. You will never talk about that show again.
Oh, it had good characters though.
Yeah, but the first 13 episodes, you would have never seen any of the good stuff.
Aren't you worried? Because what happens... you sleep Babylon 5,
yes,
you
Mr.
eat Babylon
Deep
5,
Space
right?
Nine lover. that's right, you don't care.
Why did you have to bring that up, Eddie?
Space Nine lover.
Guys, I like Deep Space Nine and
one
I
or
like
the
Star
other.
Trek Voyager as well. So, yes, I do. Voyager. I like both of them, right? And I like the 100.
Oh, wow.
But are you worried, though? Because if they fuck this up, or if he fucks this up, because he's not, the studio won't get involved. They want a certain amount of creative control.
But if they decide they don't want to be involved in it, and he takes it elsewhere and does it himself,
right? Even worse.
Yeah,
Why is that? This guy is a legend.
Yeah,
This guy...
So was George Lucas. And look what Ultimate Control
Yeah,
did for him.
Well, look at what Ultimate Control did for the TV show. He literally like went in, got control, and you know, like if you look back at interviews from that period, the studio got involved for the first few episodes, and then after that, let them just run, and they had a very, very little influence or input on the rest of that show.
Yeah, that was then, right? Now they just turn around and say, no, we want it. I mean, it just doesn't it
age.
worry you because you want it so badly? Doesn't it just like kind of make you feel, wait a minute? You know, sometimes I don't care. I don't give a damn, right, if they do it or not. But like, because I know that you love this so much, are you a bit worried that if they fuck this up, that'd be it?
Well, if they don't do it, that's it.
Yeah, but
There's no more. But I'll always have fans. Will always have the show.
There's also talk of them rebooting Battlestar Galactica for the big screen, which is another one I don't want them to touch because that's another show I loved. How do you reboot that and tell that story again for something which wasn't even that old?
Well, wasn't that the original plan? So when the new show or the show that we know now, wasn't it like a whole, like the guy who was originally involved in the original 70s wanted to go ahead and do his own version, and it got stuck in court, and eventually we got what we have now.
Okay.
So there were always two camps.
Oh, so this is the other camp wanting to get their vision out.
Well, I don't actually know who. I have heard the story. I don't know who's involved. But there always was. Is Bryan Singer in? There's a big name involved in the reboot.
Wait,
you think it's
what is it with you and wanting certain properties like that have like, you know, they stand there by themselves. Everybody looks around them and they say, looks up at them and says, you know what, this was friggin' awesome. Why don't you want those things to be recreated afterwards or remade?
because they never are remade. Well, it's not fair to say that because Battlestar in itself was a remake.
Terminator 2 was the Terminator.
That was a continuation, and I guess it's an exception that good things can.
The new one. That was very good.
Oh Lord, Genesis, are you, bro?
Okay, but no, honestly, but what is it? Because
it usually the value, especially when they got it right. The old 70s one wasn't that good. I'm gonna admit the old 70s wasn't that great, even though I did watch it as a kid. But they got it right when they remade it.
But see, that's just like saying.
So where can you go? Like, there's nowhere else.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, you know what we just said about 10 minutes ago? Like, other movie studios may start doing space-based. So you got suddenly think Universal was thinking, look, they're doing Star Wars. We need a space-based property.
I guess it could work.
And what have we got in the vaults?
I'm happy to be proved wrong when it comes to that. I'm not mad. I will check it out if it does happen. So, Salem, if they want to see more of your work.
Yeah, just you could just go straight into Google, type in Body Falls. You'll find us on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. And we may be making an appearance on Facebook, which should have been the first thing.
Okay. Yeah, pretty much. You want to see more of moi? You can check out The First Take, THE1STTAKE. Just everywhere, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, wherever
you're just spamming the internet, are you, Eddie?
Yeah, everywhere. Oh, and Riff as well. Soon. Mo,
have you found a home yet?
I'm still like working out what this internet actually is. I've now come across like some parts of the internet where I can watch like people doing things. Very strange things.
Are you trying to take the piss, Mo?
It's like
look at the way. Did you see the way he was saying that? Looking at me.
Is this like I don't know?
No, he's just trying to say that.
Is that what you're doing? We'd be sitting there looking at your phone the whole time.
He's trying to say that I don't know anything.
Yeah, that is it for another week. So, boy, don't forget, check out our Facebook. Give us feedback. Anything you want us to talk about during the week, let us know. So, from me, from Salem, from Mo, it's another week from Talking Down the Movies.
Goodbye.